In this video, we're going to look at some options for this index search. And these, there's actually kind of two sets of options, and we'll get these by clicking this options button, but some to return more results and then some to return fewer results. So these broadening options will return theoretically more results, and the limiting options should return fewer results. So again, what we're doing here is searching through a list of words from every file in our evidence and all the words that it found, and we're asking FTK to go and search for those. So if we don't find enough things and we think that there might be something else out there, we might want to broaden our search and maybe pull in more files. And so again, to do this, we're going to go to options. There's 4 of these options, 3 of which I know how to handle pretty well. The 4th one, this fuzzy one, I can't ever seem to get anything out of this. So what we're going to do is look at each 4 of these in separate videos, just so the videos are kind of short. But to get to any of them, again, what you're going to do is go to options, and you want to do this before you do the search. So go to options, turn on the option that you want, and say OK, and then you notice that that option button is lit up and it's red. And then what that is telling is that you've got some options turned on. So any searches you do from that point on are going to use that option unless you come back here and turn it off. So that's just turning those options on and off, and then what does the red button mean? So let's go and look at this first option, which is stemming. And stemming is, well, what stemming means in grammar is like adding the ed or the ing on the end of a word. So I've set up some test cases here, and I'll just show you the files that were set up, where I put a couple words in here. So I have run, and then running, and runner, and then also pick and picked and picker and release and released and releasing. So we have a few different words we can try out here to see if we just put in run or pick or release, does it find also the words with the extra stems on there. So let's say OK to this, and then I've already indexed this, and let's try run first. So I'm going to add run here, and now come through and say view item results. Oh, let me show you one other thing with this. I just want to show you the file names so you can verify it's the same file. So it's a 000 stemming test 2 and 000 stemming test 1. And the reason why I named them that will be hopefully obvious here in a minute. But we'll now do the search. We'll check all the files, and we've got 461 files, so 1,400 hits in 461 files. Since the results, or I can sort these by file name, and 000 would be like the first on the list. That's why I named it that. Okay, so it is. We searched for run, but you notice it found run, but not running and not runner. So it didn't seem to work for this. Although I've run the same test, I'm doing this at home. When I run it on the computer at the college, it works out okay, and it actually finds those. But let's remove this. And then let's try pick. I'll add this in. Again, highlight this so it's in our query. And again, let's just double check. We've got the stemming turned on. And then we'll click it, say view item results, search all the files. So we've got 18 files. But again, when I do this, it doesn't find picked or picking. So let's do this one more time with release. So I'm going to delete this one and clear this one, and then do release, and then add it to my list. Click on it here, say view item results, and we're getting a bunch of hits here. And so what this dialog box says, hey, in any particular file I found, I have more than 200 matches. How many do you want to see? Do you want to see all of them? Do you want to see the first 200? And we could change this number. I don't really want to see 200, but what happened is that some of these files are talking about the software release. So what I'm going to do is say OK to this one and only get the first 200. So you notice release was in 161 files, but when we check our file here, we only see released. It doesn't match released or releasing. And if we look in our other file, it had released and releasing, but not released, so it didn't even find this file. So that's why Again, I don't want to tell you that this doesn't work, because I've seen it work on other computers. I've seen it work on the computer, like I said, at my office. It just doesn't seem to work here. But that's stemming, and again, what it should do, released and releasing should be highlighted here, and it should be highlighted in that other file. It should have found that other file and matching those files. So it's finding release. So if we check some of these other files, it is finding it. It's just not doing the stemming. So, but again, what we've done, well, actually, we haven't really done it here. We should have had more. We should have had more hits. We should have broadened our search. So if I was searching for a word, and I don't know, because English language is really weird too. So if we say shot, well, then are we going to look for shoot and shooter and shooting, or do we have to say shoot? So, like I said, the English language is just really weird, and your criminals are probably not the best people at grammar, so who knows if this is going to find anything anyway. But if we're not finding stuff, we think there's more out there, then we might use one of these broadening options. But that's it for this video, the stemming video. We'll see you in the next one.